Hold your phone, it change your back.
All right, folks, welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. We're happy to be here with you folks. Once we take too long to come on, it's a musical program, it's no longer a podcast. So we're happy to be here with you folks. And I don't want to waste no time. I got a guest who's going to be helping me through the paces today. You all know this guest. You know the guest. I know the guest. We all know the guest. Ho, ho, ho. You know the guest. I know the guest. We all know the guest. Is our guest standing by? I can let y'all hear the guest and y'all can tell me who it is. Once the guest is ready, rock and come in. Rock and come in.
Good day, everyone. Good day
Who
to
this? Who this?
no names. I'm not giving out names very early today.
No names today. All right, folks. You know who's who. We all there, valid viewers, credible comments.
I
Y'all knows
see.
who joining us today?
I'm
Who's that?
seeing Hazel King, Orwin Dawn Cook,
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's your
Gail, Brian Elvis.
you go
I'm
right there.
trying
It's your
to. I'm trying. Hey, Patricia, how are you doing? I hope all is well at your end. How have you guys been? How's the weather keeping you? A lot of rain, so you know what's going on
Oh
right
yeah.
here.
Irvin Don says, "Hey, Jurita." You think she right?
Hey, Orwin, how are you?
This is no call is way answer to.
You know, right? No name given, but no name needed apparently. So
Yeah.
I'm here. It's been a while. I've been MIA.
Carrie
Missing in
Perry says
action.
Carrie Perry says it sounds like the shadow financiman.
You you know
Oh,
when my voice is easily distinguished, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
yep. Thankfully so. Thankfully so. You got one of those easily distinguishable voices. Folks, I just glanced down here at the graphic and I'm seeing May 15. Like I know it's May 15, but I'm seeing it here and I'm thinking it's May 15 already. Like,
You know, right? I'm looking at it. You went till to Mayfield. I'm looking at them like season 4, episode 24. Seriously.
yeah, yeah, believe it or not, we done that already. Eula Lafferman. Eula, Patricia Graves,
Wow.
and this your girl missing in action.
I have been. I have been.
Yeah. But I know where she's been because We were with her in Bartica over the weekend.
Correct. You know,
Yeah.
it was good to have it was good to have the team from the Alliance of Change in Bartica there with us. It's always good to actually be able to have that interaction with members of the community and parliamentary representative persons are always very appreciative of that. And a lot was learned, you know, a
Hold on,
lot
hold
was
on, hold
learned.
on, hold on, Rita. I know you're under something profound there. But Leon Hardick says missing wisdom emerges after a long time. You see that? It's
Well,
like we
Ian,
kept doing nonsense.
Ian, Ian is most kind when you put it like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Missing
Hey,
wisdom
I see
emerges.
Margaret Nelson. Hey, how you doing? Hope all is well with you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
yeah.
Hazel King saying, "What really, Sherrod? Where was Red all this time?" Well, Sherrod, I
Well, we were
don't know
about to
what
tell
you
you.
told Hazeline.
We
Oh
were
my
about to tell
God.
you. We were about to tell you before. Is it neon? Neon? I never know how to pronounce it. Neon is what? Is neon as far as I
I
know. But
say neon.
maybe
I
not.
say neon.
Neon. With that being said, we were about to say, but then Neon interrupted us. Well,
Yes.
but we're gonna circle back to that. Jude, let's get a couple of things out of the way. Now that we've started, some of the stuff happening internationally, one in the region, and then we circle back. We circle back. We circle back. We're gonna circle back. In the middle, we can drop in a bit about what you've been up to, especially this weekend. What we were up to this weekend in Bartica.
And every other weekend. He said
Yeah.
it's neon, just neon Harding. Thank you so much for that. He
Okay.
broke it down separately for you, Sherrod.
Well, you see that? They dance like birdless.
English was my strong, my strong suit.
Dance like birdnest. You gotta break it down. Unpack it for us. Unpack it for us.
What's trending, Sherrod?
What's trending? World's tallest woman, voted there in Turkey. You know, Turkey got some close elections. Right now, they say they look as though they're running for head up, but this woman is tall, Rita. This woman's not model tall. This one is taller than models. Yeah. taller
Yeah.
than, taller
Well,
than. I
I
think she's,
usually follow people. I followed a lot of documentaries about people that are extremely tall, and you know they have so many other complications they have to deal with. So we wish her good health.
oh, yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
We wish her good health. You know, in Guyana we don't really have that much tall people. Sometimes I wonder what really goes on because you will see folks here and the growth stunted, but when they reach overseas, they feed them something else and they start to shoot up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's
Interestingly,
what's our average height here?
the,
That
the,
that
ar-
would be interested.
the article has world's tallest woman. It doesn't tell us how tall she is. So I gotta now go around that and see.
I'll
But
go check. Don't worry.
I think she's just about 8. I'm gonna find it in a jiffy. You know, I think she's just about 8 feet. If you can do it faster than I can, go right ahead. You know,
All
we look
right.
right.
You know how we are. Guys, let me know what's going on at your end. She is 7 feet. No, she's just 7. Based on what I'm seeing here, seven
That's
feet
awesome.
0.7 inches. So that's
That's
what it is.
because if I'm 6'2", they got people 6'3", 4", and that's pretty tall.
It is
Like,
super tall. Well, you
mm,
see, she gone ahead. She gone for. She got 2 feet on me.
front of the class. Yes. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
barely scraped 5 feet, and that was it. I'm sorry. It's like I couldn't give any more. That was
Mm-hmm.
it. Mm-mm. Not we don't have any inches or anything to add to this. It's 5 feet.
Yeah, lady tall man. So there's those elections happening in Turkey. Close election is might be heading to a runoff on the 20th of May. We got elections also in overnight there in where's the other place I told you this morning? Also in where's the other place, guys? Help us. You got some municipal elections happening also in India. We didn't touch on that. Now got the Modi government very shaky right now. They're in a mood over there. because those elections went to the opposition.
And we had
Yep.
an election here just yesterday. We're gonna get to that.
Oh yes, we circling back. Hold on, hold on. Election, elections. Starting with elections and finishing with elections. So those elections too in India,
Taiwan.
Taiwan is what I'm looking for. Not Taiwan. Thailand.
Thailand.
Thailand. That's what I was looking for. Thailand. So there were those elections as well. Well, the Thailand election was a blowout, Juita.
Mm.
Was a blowout elections. Taiwan has 80 million people. And got back their results like that.
We,
It's only
we probably would have taken 2 years to get that counted here.
yep. You know, and the people put a shellacking, a beating on the military regime there. Yep.
Well, they should have seen that coming.
They're trying to recover, and it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time. But whether they'll be allowed to rule, because Thailand had got this history of military stepping in and taking over, you know, and it's a very thin line they tread there because there's a dynasty there too. So we're watching that, folks. We're watching that. And of course, the world's tallest woman is from Turkey. So we just use it as a good segue into all the other political things happening election-wise there in Turkey. Trinidad, you know, the jazz festival is back. Trinidad, you and your other half got to make a date there at some point.
I can follow you, Sarah. Don't worry.
The jazz festival is back. You know, COVID is now, you know, lifting. It's going its way. No help from the people that decide, the health authorities. No help from them. But this young man, this artist, Joe Boy, you know, he used an expletive on the stage, and the people weren't having it. They give Joe Boy the boot. So Joe Boy, right? So they're telling us there. Why did I say Trinidad? This is the St. Lucia Jazz Festival. Sorry about that. His performance, the Nigerian artist Joe Boy, they're telling us his performance came to an abrupt end Saturday night because he used an expletive. Yep. Them playing there in St. Lucia. P's and Q's took and came. You gotta pay your P's. That's your eyes cross your T's. So Joe Boy was out the stage. Right? The people are telling out that tourism product they have there, you know, that jazz festival. Right? They're doing that. They're not doing that. And we got you know, we got people people who we're talking about just an expletive there. Could you imagine you got people coming here and shooting up and all kinds of words? Right? People shooting up and all kinds of words is one expletive. One expletive, folks. One expletive there in St. Lucia will give you the boot. You get expletives here, you get shooting up, you know. 100 strap, money that pop. Trina? $100 strap. I'm waiting for Trina to come back in. So we're following that, folks. And also, while Drita finds her feet again, there was a protest today. Three-Door Fishermen Cooperative Society outside of the Ministry of Agriculture. They made their way off also to the office of the president. They said they're suffering badly in the fishing industry. They are suffering badly, and they're gonna try to they are gonna try to have that back for us. All right, bear us a second, guys. I know what will be happening here. Yep. So there was this protest out there today. The people saying that even though the fish price is going down, the the cost to produce, the cost to procure is too much. And they were promised some interventions. He's linking Gene Williams, Ghana nowadays, they were promised some interventions. And it comes, right? They were promised some interventions. Things aren't looking so good on that front. Read them.
Mm.
All right, hearing you again. Go ahead.
I hope so. You am I loud and clear?
Loud and clear in my end. Loud
Great.
and so let's
No,
let's go right ahead, Judith.
no, I was saying whilst you were not hearing me, I was telling you that I see Mr. and Mrs. Hughes was actually at the Jazz Fest there in St. Lucia. So you can
Mm-hmm.
probably get some feedback from them when when you can as to
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
wonderful it was. The experience really seemed to have been a great one. So I'm glad to see that fest back up and about.
No doubt. If Joe Boy wanted a lawyer, Nigel Hughes was right there.
Mm-mm.
If
Off
Joe
duty, it would
needed
appear.
an attorney, Monica for make your off duty. Monica for Mac, time off duty. So that's what's happening at that end. Hazelin King says Guyana should take a page out of St. Lucia's book. That is said there by Hazelin King. And we had moved on to the fishermen of the Tridor Cooperative
Yes.
Society. The Tridor Fishermen Cooperative Society had a protest. Folks, take a listen to some of what went on down there this morning. And then we're going to get some feedback from Drew at the other end. Take a look, take a listen. Could you
We,
give us some light on what's
we
happening?
are fishermen for the Freedom Fishermen's Club Society. We catch our fish and shops come and buy them out of the plant. And what is happening from since March, the price dropped from $200 a pound to $100 a pound present day. And the present day price we cannot cope with the cost of catching the fish. We communicated to the Minister of Agriculture, the Chief Fishery Officer. Nobody seems to pay that everybody paying the government. Are we asking the government? It's a simple. Buy our fish at a reasonable price so we can survive and subsidize it. The government have subsidized the container farmers, the container owner in this country $2.2 billion in 2021. They give rice farmer $80,000 per acre for the when they have flood and give them a top of $1 billion money. He gave us as fishermen $150,000. Some get and up and now some can get. Since ExxonMobil for the fish catch is so low and we can't cope. It's about 4,000 households depend on the industry to survive. We not see why the government can subsidize our industry, why can't subsidize the fish. Are we asking? We asking that for more. We came here this morning, asked to see the Minister of Agriculture. They said the Minister of Agriculture got nobody can see us. We went to the President's office. It's the same thing that the president. We got to write the president, so we can't see. So we don't hear protesting that somebody do something. The people in the diaspora should know that you are so small man are treated in Guyana. The small man have no rights in Guyana.
Yep. No rights. That's a Tridor Fishermen Cooperative. Quite a number of them were out there having their voices heard. The small man got no rights in this country. Right? They told us some other things. We're going to have more of that in the ring tonight. More on that in the ring. Small man got no rights in this country.
You know what's interesting about a couple things you can point out there right away, and the first thing is that we did have we did make the observation at the 2023 budget there in the National Assembly. We did pull out to the budget speech that they were saying that when it comes to fishing, that particular industry, they had reported that expansion, and we did say that based on everything that is being said from the fisher folk themselves, we find those numbers hard to believe, and we find it not accurate to be very precise. And from that point onwards, we have been hearing fishermen complain bitterly about the way in which they're being treated, particularly when it comes to the catch and the volume of the catch that they were used to prior, as opposed to now, and all of those things. So gives more that gives more evidence to what we had suspected before, that when they're saying that this is how it is happening, it begs to differentiate between the persons that have trawler license as against the smaller fisher folk. And I have to say that's a major component, because the PPP administration don't seem to ever take into account how the small man would be affected by their decision. So a lot of times when you see them projecting certain growth in various sectors, and so if you actually go into it, you will realize that the majority of the fisher folk, which is the small scale persons, those people are actually suffering. Their business is running at a loss, as opposed to now you have several trawler license out there and all of that. And they may and I'm yet to hear, because we did receive more complaints also from those persons, that some of the folks that do have trawlers themselves, they were questioning those numbers themselves. So it's a whole lot being done there, and I think a lot of dishonesty in the way in which those numbers are being projected. And the second thing I want to pick up from that bit is when you talk about cooperatives, Charity, you have been covering cooperatives and the way in which the
Oh
PPP
yes.
administration has been dealing with them for some time now. Let us not forget for 1 second that they do not respect cooperatives at all. And believe it or not, they may already have replacements for that very cooperative if they did not do it at all as yet, for the representatives at the helm of that. And they basically don't give any respect to the wishes of those societies. So we have to keep those things in mind as we go forward. But a lot more to be said when it comes to the fishermen and how they are being treated, and particularly the fact the economic impact that they're feeling right now based on the decisions that the PP administration is making.
Yep. Here's King says a fisherman absolutely right. Right? No place is
Yeah,
small.
absolutely correct.
Absolutely right.
It
And
is.
we can have some more on that on this evening's broadcast. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. During the GPA election. Hold on. I
Oh,
want to stick a pin there. I want to stick a pin there, Judy. Hold 1 second for me.
I'm holding. I'm
I
holding.
want to stick, I want to stick a pin there um to address this individual, right? Yonet Elias. I want to take a pin there. Yonet says, Judy, I miss my coffee in the mornings.
Oh
Sharon don't
boy.
know, Sharon don't know to boil water. I feel I feel attacked. I feel attacked. This is an insult deeper than my life. You see?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but since you brought it up, since
Let me
you
stick a
brought it up.
pin. Let get off my chest for a couple of minutes.
Well, since it was brought up by you, I just acknowledged the comment, but I didn't bring it up because it's actual very factual.
Oh,
Very very factual.
I was about to say, Yanet, apologize. No, that you said his veracity.
No, accurate. Janet is on point, always on point. And Sherrod he has his weak points. He has his strength and he has his weak
Very,
points.
very. Let's talk about weak points. Let's talk about weak points. Subordinates had a whole court case. Folks, the GTA, the Guyana Press Association, had some elections. You all by Jagdeo, he run out. He sent out Bordness. He sent out Neil Marks. Oh boy, Jurina, what happened to him? What went wrong over the weekend? Well,
I think everything went right. I think there was a lot of attempts for things to go wrong,
uh-huh, uh-huh.
but I think we can rest assured that the freedom of the press is somewhat a little bit more secure than it could have been had things gone in the favor of persons that wanted to dismantle the free press altogether. And on that note, I have to say congratulations to Nazima Ragabir, who has been re-elected as president of the Guyana Press Association. Nazima, rightfully so. Like, I've been reading so many testimonials throughout online, from various reporters, journalists like herself, and so forth, speaking to how hardworking she is and the dedication that she puts into her work. So I think that everything went well. I do note all of the cries coming from her opponent about this and that, and all of the craziness. So but it would have been
Uh,
absolutely
cry,
shocking to the
baby.
entire country that if that particular individual would have actually emerged with any more votes than he actually did. So that's how I see it, Cheryl. I don't know how you see it.
Cry, baby. One bababs. Never
Cheryl,
dull
you
moment
having
in
too
this
much fun with
country.
this.
Never dull moment. The Chief Justice said at the McHale, what's his name, and Burness said
I don't
the
know the name. I don't know the correct name.
application was wholly misconceived in its entirety. That's what wholly means. Misconceived. It's like if you say stupid, you pagli. You know what you're talking about, right?
I trust your word. You have read in the field of law.
She said you stupid, you pagli, right? She said go and read several times, right? And I'm reporting here from them waves over the weekend, right? The thing said that the application is not urgent. She sung a little bit here like because it's not urgent. You could imagine. I could imagine. I picture this, right? No, this is the weekend. The chief
Hmm.
justice is off. She's probably getting some much needed family time and so on. And then she assistant probably come and said, um, I don't know how her assistant addresses her. Chief, I don't know how. Chief justice, what have you,
Your worship.
boss lady, this bitch here, this one. You look good. Look what he said here for confusing this weekend. And I can imagine the chief justice says, read it to me. you know, because she's not in the office. Read it to me. And now she going through here, she said, nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. Go on. Nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. Go on.
Oh
Line
my
after line.
God.
Nonsense, nonsense. I could see the chief justice rinsing out your frock, sucking up your teeth, reading this stupidness, right? And some of what came out in the Demar Waves article tells us that, she said, go and read the legislation, read it properly. She don't even say go read. She qualified what kind of reading she wants. Read it properly. Read it as a whole. Get a second time. Read it properly. She really vexed now. Must you got the woman hanging out, she clothes all kind of round color clips and so on. Read it properly. Y'all interrupt. Yep. She said that the press association was a private entity and not amenable to judicial review. She abused up the lawyer bad too. Real bad. Go right there.
I want to be the devil's advocate and ask you, Sherrod, had you been in her position in receipt of such a document, how would you have treated with it?
I would have followed in the great lady's footstep. I got to washroom one time. I got to washroom one time. And I say flushing it. Packers.
It takes a lot of. I think it takes a lot from.
Oh yes.
It takes a lot from the learned members of the or judiciary to actually go through some of the nonsense that is put before them. I don't.
A lot of guts.
I'm trying. Yeah, it takes a lot, and to know that and the
But hold
position
on.
we are in, we know that it is directly conceived under a malicious
Oh
context,
yes,
and
yes.
and that's the
There's
fact that we
malice.
have to look at.
There is malice there. That's what
Yeah.
it says. There's malice. Here a part of this right by them we've said. The Chief Justice flayed the attorney for not saying anything about the GPA president Nazima Ragobir. Like, on what grounds were you bringing this? Or the
Mm.
vice president Roll Tony and the executive members Dennis Shabral and Svetlana Marshall. Right here. This is. I could imagine Chief Justice Stern, she little soup and have a deal with them on the weekend. Here
Mm.
she said here. In fact, you have not said anything much about any of them in your affidavit. There is no mention about them at all. It's like, what's the basis of this thing here?
Yeah.
You know? What are you complaining? I think that's what they were saying here. Yeah, wasting my time this good damn weekend. Move from here.
I think their basis
So,
was just like what they always do, put something in there just to halt the election process and then try to build on something thereafter. And she did not have it. And I have to say that in she's learned and she understands very precisely what was afoot. And she was not gonna allow that. And so
mischief
the
was afoot.
election, correct.
Mischief
Correct.
was afoot. But look, story here, now, man. This thing is just incredible when you think of it. Now, Bordness get dash out from Papa Jagabat. They want he there. He get dash out from by Azruddin. Even the court ain't want he. Oh my God, this 9 month. He wants he back me. In the rest of his life, he's skipping me. Right? He get dash out. He get dash out from Azruddin then. He get dash out, from Papa Jagabat. Well, when he dashing out, you must know you're well dashed out because he ain't got,
Well,
right?
the individual in question, if I could put it over like that,
He who shall not be named.
the individual in question has a reputation for being very spontaneous with his words and actions, and then going back and cry and beg forgiveness. So,
Oh, yes. Oh, great. Oh, great. Sorry for me.
I would never again.
Oh. So you say you're going to beg the Chief Justice or
I say that because
rather food?
I say that because I was witness to him at the Artichoke Conference Center meeting
Mhm.
up with BJ himself. So
Yeah. I was actually when Bordness, folks, for those of you who are here with us, Bordness descended on the National Assembly the other day. He had a meeting with Papa Jagabat there. Right? Papa Jagabat rarely comes. Hey, listen to me. Things real tough in this time, Listen how things tough. Right? When Papa Jagabat, Jagdeo, just coming for food, lunchtime, Jagdeo time the pot good. We just break for lunch. Just sit down eating a plate of food. Who do we spot walk from the corridor? Jagdeo. You see? By the time lunch finish, he gone. And gone not back in the National Assembly. You understand me? When Jack you got to subsidize any meals with parliamentary food, you must know where we there. You must know. And then he bring in people, who accuses other people of being hungry bellies. He bring in other people feet to after taxpayers. Right? So he can get you now with the press association, like you want to become parliamentarian now.
well, the press association. I think the press association needs to really and really look at all of the antics that happened during the course of last week and really put some really secure measures in place to secure themselves as a free press. And I don't want to see any such actions afoot again, because I believe that it was a good course of warning for the Guyana Press Association that they need to formally secure and guard against the likes of such persons and those ill will and maliciousness that may very well be coming again in their direction. So a lot of hard work ahead there, and I know I saw the team, very very competent team voted in place there. So I have a lot of respect for the journalists
Yeah.
at the helm there.
Congrats to them. Congrats to them.
Congratulations.
And thank God we avoided that disaster.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God.
That other disaster. Thanks be to God for that.
Mm.
Oh, there's things done bad in this country as is. We want to add more to that, but it's just bizarre. It's just bizarre. You tell me
But
they
you know,
could,
your boy talk about rigging, and so did you read his statement?
yeah, because it's always and Chris Jones knows this well. It's always you murder somebody, you thief something, you rig. That is the playbook. That is the playbook. Right? But you had members of the, or at least representatives of the diplomatic corps who were also there. So I'm looking for a statement on the same tenor that this thing
Yeah,
was out of them.
correct. You know, one of the things I want to add before we come off of this is the fact that it is quite astonishing that persons could believe that just because you put on your social media feed and you do a couple live and you talk about some things without absolutely no evidence, without doing any real work, that you're suddenly entitled to the field of journalism, and you're certainly entitled to be a part of the press association. And that's what I think that was one of the main things that I saw there. I did read I'm going to call that one out precise. I did read Neil Mark's one of a little flyer that was being pushed around by Daily News to him and other entities. And one of the things he listed there was I can't remember word for word, but I'm going to paraphrase. It's basically to say to include social media representatives on the Guyana Press Association, and I read that, and it's quite an emboldening thing for persons to think, and that's why we had that bit of nonsense going to the Chief Justice, because we have individuals that believe that you can just put on your live feed and suddenly you're a journalist, suddenly you're a reporter. And you know, the crazy part is, shared, when it comes to doing in-depth research and all of that, there's nobody else on social media that does half as much of the research you do on a daily basis, 3 times a day, and combing every single bit of media, doing your back work and all of that. And you're not the one going out there demanding that you're part of the Guyana Press Association. But then we have individuals that go out there, dry their skin in public, and just behave like let me not go down
Use up
that road.
people, cuss up people.
Right, making a claim to be a part of this, so because that's the direction they're heading in. Because when they do it like that, they're going to pull anybody under that umbrella as press representatives, and then it's a complete, for need of a better word, it's a mess. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, just because somebody invite them to a table to sit down, they believe that somehow they qualify for be
Yeah,
contractor. They
no.
try to be contractor. They want to be journalist. Pick a struggle.
But it's more to it, and we can go down into this conversation, and I have to say that sometimes you don't give people an inch, because when you give them an inch, they take a yard, and then they want to go the full mile. And that's what you see happening there. Because when you have representatives, when you see sitting government ministers sitting down with people that are not journalists, that are not reporters, to air views to them, and give them that kind of recognition as
Yeah,
though they are within those brackets, they
yeah,
suddenly believe that they're entitled there, and they're not. And that's, and I said it from the beginning, we have to guard against it, because they're going to come a time, as it has been over the last week, that they're now making claims to be a part of that. And that's,
correct,
it's not a
correct.
willy-nilly show, our country. And I did say, when you look at aspects of democracy, and particularly when you look at traits of dictatorship, one of the traits that you will find of dictatorship is government trying to control the press. So when you look at those things, you understand the play and how they have been creeping up to the place where they're at right now. And you have to, and that's why I said that this, whatever happened last week, should be a stern warning to the Guyana Press Association, that they are in grave danger, and they have to protect themselves. They have to guard against this and put on whatever shield it is, because it is not over. We have a general election that is going to be coming up in 2025, and the current PPP administration is going to do everything in their power to see if they can have utter control of the press, and we
Yeah,
have to guard against it.
yeah, yeah.
And that is their end game. So let us not just take these things in doses. Let us understand the collective aim of any administration that operates under the pretext of like the PPP. I'm going
Yep,
to stop my comments at that point.
yep. I'm just happy things went the way they were.
Yeah.
Thankfully, good sense prevailed. Yesterday, thankfully, good sense prevailed. 75 journalists voted in favor of Nazim Muragobir and 25
Yes.
in favor of Neil Marks. The rest is history. May the,
Yeah.
organi- may the organization move forward and continue to grow from strength to strength. Thank God
Correct.
that madness didn't transpire.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for that. That being said, folks, we were in the beautiful Bartica region 7 over the weekend. Beautiful Bartica. One woman I vexed with in Bartica. I'll tell you why just now. It's a big lady too.
A big woman. Yes, Shard have. So
A big lady in Bartica.
Shard was at home with me in Bartica over the weekend, and I can tell you that at some point I didn't think he was gonna make it. When you
Mhm.
take these tomboys, guys, listen to me. When you take these
I took
tomboys
left, right, and center today.
and you take them to areas like Bartica, where the landscape is not a GT landscape, right? You got no flat road anywhere. It's hills, brutal
Mm,
hills, and with the
mm.
PP administration, they didn't even put a little tar on the hill. It's muddy hills.
Uh,
So
talk to me. Talk to me.
So Sherrod barely made it out alive. I'm reporting as accurately as I possibly can. Sherrod barely
Mm.
made it out alive. At one point he said he begged forgiveness for whatever he has done in his life.
Ah,
It
folks,
was
we're looking for a spot in Bartica. A particular spot we're looking for. So we take a bus, so we gone wrong by a long part. We see a lone house, solitary house in this whole area. We say we can stop by and ask some direction. Ladies, a big lady. Big lady. I think she's one of them. Lady, see you go up the road, sir. Just from the corner on the left hand side. Right there. Sorry.
a few hours later.
Oh, and we walking up some hills, down some valleys. About 3 hours later, folks. You see, when we get a sign, when we get to the end, we see a sign mark, welcome to Venezuela. That's how much we walk. Oh, I think she was one of them. I think she was one of them. We see a sign mark. Well, folks, we didn't really see it. It was a lot of walking. It was a lot of walking.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Lady,
you
right,
know,
right, wrong. Just up the road.
I took evidence of Sherrod's struggle, photographic evidence. I took some video footage, guys. I'm gonna leak this at some
Do
point
you
and
have it
send
there?
you.
Do you have it there? Send it to me
I
quick. I'm gonna try to pull it. Folks, if you see story, right? I start saying, Father, no, you didn't send me to the back here. We didn't come here. We passed this curvy.
I
know?
do not have it on me right now. I don't have it on this particular device. You're lucky, Sherrod. You're lucky right
You
now.
don't have it on that mechanism.
I don't have it on this device. Come on.
The woman said right up, just up the road. Folks, if you see this hill we have to climb, this hill you need like a pitchfork. You know those hooks with the rope at the end for throw it up the hill for pull yourself. If you see story, I says them boy send this lady here. The planche. Here's the struggle. But that being said, folks, one of the reasons why
It was an excellent day. It was an excellent day.
one of the reasons why we were in Bartica, we were meeting with there was a change in the Alliance for Change leadership in Bartica. That's one of the reasons that took yours truly, Sherrod Duncan, as the general manager, general secretary. Duricha was there as the assistant general secretary. Ricky was with us. Ricky is Ricky Ramsarup. He is the Alliance for Change's vice chairman. And then you had former general secretary also with us. David Patterson was there. And you'll see more of that in tonight's broadcast.
A shirt stick a pin. I have to respond to Seymour George that's asking where was Jarrett in all of this. I was right there taking the photos and the videos and laughing, having a hearty laugh about Sherrod's struggles.
Oh, yes. She ain't lying at this point. She ain't lying at this point. She is not lying at this point at all. But folks, I want you to listen to some of the meeting. We can pull you all in that meeting we had with this is party leadership in Bartica, party leadership, and Jurita was kind of giving a little pep talk at this point and bringing people up to speed on some of the things we've been doing and some of the challenges we have had. So here is Jurita, and then we'll have Jurita again. She'll take over today. We'll have her on the other side with us still when we come back. Take a listen to some of y'all got a chance to eavesdrop on our meeting in Bartica with party leadership.
It's like I'm happy to see persons here. Finally, I must say I finally have this sense of hope when it comes to persons' willingness to speak out against the discrimination that they are facing. It's very important. As David was speaking about the flood relief, I want to say that at the level of Parliament, I don't want to miss this point. At the level of Parliament, $10 billion was allocated to flood relief. It came under the office of the Prime Minister, and I deal with finance. I've been tasked with shadowing finance. We stood in the National Assembly, each and every one of us, and we questioned one after the other. We questioned the Prime Minister as to how he intends to share this money out, who he's going to give this money to. He couldn't answer any questions from us. None whatsoever. Those videos are live. You can go check it back for yourself. Because they had no structure in how they want to share the money, because as always, they want to come and budget to the level of the National Assembly, taxpayers' dollars, and they want to do it in a willy-nilly way that they can actually just put those money in the pockets of their friends and family. I can tell you there were hundreds of complaints that came in as to who got those money and who didn't get, because persons that never farmed in their life, that didn't see any flood waters, got flood relief money, and persons that actually suffered didn't see those. So it's a big problem. So I understand completely the plight of persons, particularly farmers that is here today coming from the Cape and so forth. I have to say, as a member of the Alliance for Change, we have been out there and we have been speaking on behalf of everyone here. And I think that I am particularly proud, very proud about the local leadership in Bartica for the Alliance for Change. We have people that are not afraid to get out there and speak out. And it's something that everyone here should be extremely proud of.
All right. Now it's Jurita there. Yep.
Before you even play the video, share that snippet there, and it has to be very short, guys, because it's more internal party matters being discussed at that level. But before you even play the video, the first thing that came to my mind is that here we are in Bartica, RMC elections. We were just in Region 2. We're going region to region. We're dealing with party internal business. We're looking at structure. We're making sure that we just don't talk the talk, but we walk it also. We had our regional management committee election there. And the strange thing is that we have the People's Progressive Party, the party that is in the seat of government right now. And I have never once heard of any such elections when it comes to the PPP. I have never heard of the PPP keeping an election for when it comes to their representatives. Never once. These are the same people that try to be down and speak about democracy and all of those things. But here, never. They can never come and say, "Oh, at our internal election it was like this and it was like that." Never. You would hear from the alliance for change recently. You had from the PNC. They did theirs. What is going on with the PPP? Never once. But yet they're going to sit and they're going to have press conferences and they're going to talk about how they champion democracy and all of those things. And these are the main structures of democracy, particularly at the level of the political party that they represent, and they do not have those elections. Is either they don't have it or they don't make any of it public. So it's either that they're undemocratic altogether or they're secretive and
Yeah.
they're not transparent. Either way, it's absolutely every aspect of it is against good governance and against democracy.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for that, Jurita. And we had an election the previous weekend as Ikebo, and we're moving on. We're moving on. We gotta do what we gotta do. Here's some of that death hill we told you about over the weekend. Here's part of that death hill. Take a quick peek, folks. We're running up to program time. Take a little peek at that death hill. I'm gonna say just from the corner, sir. Just from the corner, sir. That's your boy the back there struggling. Is that getting camera? Is that the back? Is that the back struggling? Oh yes. Is that the back then strugglation? But 3 hours later, folks. But 3 hours later, you know, 3 hours later, we still look at this. The lady said, "Right up, sir. Not too far. Right over, sir. Not too far." Yeah, 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 yeah. Strugglation. That was some of Bartica yesterday, folks.
When
Bartica
Shed reached
thanks.
the top of the hill, he wanted to stop and roll down.
I see more George wants to know is who they looking for. Was a jagabat? It's such a verb. Was a trench crapo. We went hunting for put some salt on the back. Lucky big lady saved me. I think she was one. Right up, sir. Right up. Not too far. Right up, sir. Not too far up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When we get around the corner, we see a sign mark. Welcome to Bobby's. Look why he's struggling. You see how I wet? You see, you see how he's folks, it's my notepad I'm looking in the bag for to write my last will and testament. It's my notepad I'm looking in the bag for to write my last will
He
and testament.
couldn't make it. He couldn't make it at this point. I kid
Mm-mm.
you not. You know, this is one of the best part of politics altogether that I find is just moving around and just seeing your country, meeting with the different people and so and so forth. But I see so much in Sherrod, you pass Sherrod. Sherrod was at the back for a reason. Sherrod couldn't make it. You see all this running from Georgetown to Linden, and so it mean nothing when you
Look,
see these hills in
look,
Bartica.
look, MP. Ramsuru about to give up now. If he wants to put a hand on the hip, you're about to give up. We're about to give up. Folks, I understand. After this lady,
And at the very front
uh,
is the Bartica Alliance for Change representative, the RMC chairman. Used to
after
this. It's like
after this lady from the PPP, they said they got a path for this country and they'd run and drive you up a cliff. Folks, you remember what is the lady's name from uh the Prime Minister? Which country she's from? Richard, help me.
I'm
RD.
losing you.
Ardeen. When in doubt, let's watch it and I'm feeling all the pains again. The lady resigned. She said she ain't got nothing left in the tank. You see? Help me, folks. Help me. Help me. Help me.
I think Sharon was making the point that the woman that sent him in that direction, basically, she probably could have been the PR person for
New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. When she resigned, she said, I ain't got nothing left in the tank. That's why I felt it. This morning's program was a deep question. I said, Rita, if a dead here, just find a true little shade. don't, don't burn my out in the open his hot son. Find a true little shade. I'm not left in the tank. The tank empty. Look, this disrespectful one Maxine Monroe. This was all boots and this was the boots are almost went below the ground. Both the boots are almost went below the ground.
Charlene said, "Oh, Sharon, you forced jump in the
Oh,
vehicle."
yes.
Folks, listen to me. I kid you not. When we left there, I said, Sharon, we're gonna do a walkabout in the arcade and in the market. Sharon said, I don't know if I could make it.
Boots on the
But
ground.
he made it. He made it. He made it.
Boots on the ground. When I see the hill, we're just coming down the hill we went up, eh? You see what half hour we still coming down. Everest. This gotta be Everest here. You all see how long we walk? It's hill we coming down, It's one hill we got.
Oh wow.
Help us. Y'all think this politics easy? Thanks, Kishan. Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's saying I'm not left in the tank. I think it's true to carry the woman on this trip. When Ardern get back to New Zealand, she's saying I'm not left in the tank. I give up. I resign. Nothing left. Thank God, folks. We then went on this walk before the meeting. Guess the meeting what happened. The meeting would not have happened.
Well, thankfully in Bartica, you got a good lunch. You had lovely cook up. I mean, if it wasn't for the cook up, he would not have been able to make it.
Thankfully, nothing left in the tank at this point.
Yes.
You can show me back, but 50 times.
So that was our boots on the ground for last weekend. We really need to keep doing. We really need to keep updating persons, particularly with the video footage of when we're on the ground in these areas, because I tend to see some people question it.
Make the right choice. Isn't it really station back?
I tend to see some people question and say, y'all need to be on the ground. I'm like, people, if you see the struggles on the ground that we go through.
It was a good day. All things being equal. It was a good
day. It was excellent and a very successful meeting. And more importantly, when we spoke about the flood relief and so forth, that bit is mainly because we got some direct complaints coming from persons from Batavia, which is an indigenous community there in Region 7, that said basically that they were completely sidelined and discriminated against when it comes to any bit of flood relief and riverine grant being shared out. So and it's interesting for people to understand that the level of discrimination that comes from the PPP administration it's even within indigenous communities, because once they believe that you don't clap and jump when they say jump, they are gonna sideline you. They don't give you give you any in when it comes to taxpayers dollars being distributed. So
Correct.
very serious
Yeah.
complaints
And
being made at that level.
when we say boots on the ground, this is what we mean. We can't just, they got some people abusing we hours on Facebook. We go on the ground too. We gotta go where the people are to see what's happening with them, to hear their concerns, to report back to the National Assembly, to report back to you guys. And we were in the depths, deep deep in Bartica, deep
Sure,
in.
was in the depth, yeah, because that was on a different side of Bark, and then he was also in the Patara Road, looking at the state there that the residents have to traverse a road that is completely ah, I don't even know what's the right word to speak about right now. But sure, I do know you have footage when it comes to the road that was done under the
Yeah,
AP and UAFC
yeah,
administration under the stewardship of David Patterson. Is still standing, not a
yeah,
pothole,
yeah. We
not
can
a
we can
pothole.
we're gonna
And
show the folks this evening. Yeah.
yes, and the roads that the PPP is just throwing on a splattering of asphalt on. Yeah, a
Mhm.
complete mess.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely crazy. And these people have a budget that is $781.9 billion. When we worked with our largest budget we ever worked with was that in 2019, and it was 300 billion.
Which
You
is
know,
what which is what took us there, because the Bartisians complained they had this stall housing project that they launched a photo up. Nothing is happening there. And we went to see what is going down there, we don't want people to tell us necessarily. And
correct.
after this, that's how we get lots of the footage we get here. People make a complaint, they call us, and we have to go on the ground. Right? I saw somebody said, they don't know why we talking with these fishermen because they go and vote PPP. But we gotta go on the ground. It's not only
We still have to speak with all of them.
new, supporters. We parliamentarians for all the people of this country, and we gotta go. We gotta listen to them. We gotta, make their concerns known too. Even though you assume who they might vote
Seymour
for.
George, you're mischievous. You're mischievous, Seymour. Seymour
What is
George.
the thing there?
I see Charlie and Jordan say y'all should have walked with some swank. Now you tell us.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, but the cook up in Bartica, folks. Cook up in Bartica was on point. On point. I left a little bit back in my box. I said later on I can eat this here. Just in case this hike can go the way it's supposed. I forgot. That's how the thing impacted me on such a level. It knocked the cook up out of my thoughts. Is this morning I said, oh shucks, it's the cook up there now. You know? It's a proper cook up. Proper cook up.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks to the people of Bartica, it's really inclusive, for hosting us and making sure that we were well.
Yeah, and we will continue, because I know, Sharon, you have been making it very public as to what locations we're going to be in during the weekends and so forth. So I encourage persons, once you're in those areas, just come out, come out
Yeah,
and let us
yeah.
have a conversation, because we do not
Except the
only
big
meet
woman.
with
I want fish again.
we do not only meet with political party membership. When we're on the
Yeah,
ground, we also meet with members of the community, the business community, and all walks of life, because that's what we're there for. So we try to make sure that we just utilize every single minute of the day to get as much work in as we possibly can. So if we're in an area coming, just drop us a message, let us know, and we're gonna be right there with you. We were in Region 3, that was great. Region 2, great,
yeah.
still done. I think I want us to go back to Region 6, but we're gonna be pretty soon. We're gonna be in Region 1 and Region 8 as well. So let us know. Let us know
I know.
where you are.
I want to thank, as you said that, Duke, I want to thank the people who came out outside
Yeah.
of the meeting to see us as well, because quite a few persons did
Yes.
come and say, you said you were going to be here. We heard you here. And so we come. We got some good hugs. That,
Including the PPP representative. I am not gonna miss that one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's another story.
PPP representative. C. Sheridan could not left their house to come to
Yeah,
speak with him. They're different. Bardica different.
it is what it is. So thanks, guys. We will see you folks later back on our final broadcast for the day. share the live, smash that emoji button, folks. Partner with us as well. We don't run on water. We're available via Cash App, we're available via Zelle and PayPal. And this is what we do. We gotta get out there. I told you guys, trying to put ourselves in a position if we hear something happening in K2, we can hop on a flight and be there and gather valid, credible information. What's happening with Guyanese? I know what yesterday reinforced for us that people are hurting all over this country. People
Yeah,
are hurting financially, economically, all over this country, right?
that's
And,
correct.
and it's a facade what these boys doing all this niceness and everything up and up and up. No, 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 no. That's pretense. People, at the core hurting economically in this country. And that's what the fishermen were out there saying. That's what the people of Bartica told us. And every year in this country you go, you hear that. People are hurting badly. Partner with us as well, folks. That's it.
That's it. That's our time.
And that's our program. Stay safe, guys. We're going to see you guys tomorrow back on the podcast. Our final program is at 8 this evening. We're in the ring. We're going to share some more of what some of our observations in Bartica, local government wise, and also some of the projects that really and truly ain't taking up that all. You know? Yep, that's it. Stay safe, folks. Stay safe. Julia, thanks for co-hosting with me today.
Of course, anytime.
Catch you at a real blue moon today. I gotta look outside and see what's happening upstairs.
Don't play the lotto.
Stay safe. That's me time. Stay safe.